Hi, my name is Miles Maeda, and welcome to Modern Yoga Movement. We are here at Liberty Arising, our yoga retreat center up in the mountains just outside of San Diego. If you are interested at all in our yoga programs or the retreat center, you can find more information about them in the links below. So this practice sequence is focusing on warming up the body, and we're going to do that lying on our back. So let's come to the front of our mat, stretch our legs out in front, and just relax back on your hands. We're going to point the toes and slide the feet back, bending the knees until the feet are flat on the floor. And this should create a nice open space in the joints of the knees. Let's place the hand behind the knees. Pull a little bit with the heel so that you can sit upright on top of the sits bones. And you want to feel this deep inner lift, lifting from the pelvic floor, lifting the spine all the way up through the throat. So we inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to round the back, but we still want to keep that deep inner lift, engaging the abdominals. We'll let the feet slide on the floor. And one vertebra at a time, start to roll down all the way onto the back. Relax the head down, hug the knees into the chest. And then you can place the feet on the floor, knees bent. So let's start by shifting the pelvis to the right. Walk your feet also to the right, just so that you're at the edge of your mat. And then we'll extend the left leg. The right arm will come out to the side, and the left hand will help bring the right knee over towards the floor. Doing a nice spinal twist. I like to put my foot behind the knee just so that I can relax a little bit more and let the weight of my hand bring the knee over. It's also stretching the tissues at the hip and thigh. See if you can keep that right shoulder down. And if you can, turn your head to the right. And feel this stretching in the belly, in the back. Nice, long, deep breathing. Now on your next inhale, we'll come back to center. And bend the knees. We're going to shift the pelvis and the feet now over to the left side. So almost at the edge of the yoga mat. And let's extend the right leg out. The left arm is out to the side, palm down. And your right hand will help bring the knee over to the right. And again, you can tuck your foot behind the knee, feeling the abdominal twist, the spinal twist, and also feeling the connective tissue layers under the skin stretching at our oblique abdominals, the side of the hips, side of the leg. And if you can, turn your head and face left with long, deep breaths. And then let's come to center. And bring both feet flat on the floor, knees bent. Center your pelvis, center your feet. And we'll do what's called shoelace pose. This is a hip opener. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And first, take your right hand and you'll externally rotate that right thigh and push the thigh away from you. So this will create a little bit more evenness in the pelvis. And we want to feel that this action continues in this next part. So we're pushing that thigh forward gently. And then we're going to take both of our hands, hold behind the left thigh. If you can reach even further and hold the shin. See if you can relax your sacrum onto the floor as you pull your left leg towards you. Now this is also bringing your right leg towards you, and here's where we want to still focus on that right thigh moving away. So you can use that right elbow and gently press that thigh forward as you're pulling the left leg towards you. And just notice how that helps square the hips. So long, deep breaths. Here we can make some circles with our ankles. And reverse. So we're doing both directions. And then one last big squeeze. Inhale. Again, see if you can keep the sacrum on the floor. And then exhale. Release. And place both feet flat. And let's do the other side. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh. And prepare by externally rotating that left thigh. So you need to relax and open the front of the hip a little bit. And just feel that thigh is moving away from you as we move to the second part. So you take both hands, hold behind the right thigh. This is a little easier. Or you can hold on to the shin. Allow the sacrum to lay on the floor as you pull your right leg towards you, and that left elbow is gently pressing the thigh away. And just feel how that's creating some openness in the hips. The spine is relaxed on the floor, nice long neck. And we can make some ankle circles. Reverse. And then we finish with one big hug. Inhale. And then exhale. Release. Place the feet flat on the floor. Make sure your pelvis is centered. And your spine is long. Okay, third set of exercises. We're going to take the right leg, extend it up, vertical, and clasp your hands holding the back of the thigh. So let the weight of the leg rest in your arms. So your elbows are extended, your arms are a little passive, and your left leg is stabilizing you in the pose. So let's reach through the heel, and that's stretching the connective tissue layers in the back of the leg, and point, and feel how it's stretching those tissue layers in the front of the leg. So flex, reach through the heel, and point, reach through the toes. And now flex. If you can, go a little further. We're going to inhale here, and on the exhale, roll the head and shoulders up, and we'll start to climb up the back of the leg. Go as high as you can. See if you can get to your ankle. Clasp your hands and hang. So the arms are relatively passive. We are holding on to the leg, and feel like you're pulling your leg into your hip socket. And the weight of the leg is still pushing you forward a little bit. It'll take a little bit of action on your part to push that leg forward. And feel the stretch now going from the back of the leg, up the back of the body, up the spine, through the neck. And you can let your chin travel down towards your chest. And let's flex the foot and point, and flex and point. Now we inhale, flex, and exhale, start to roll down. You can bring the leg with you as far as you can, and then you'll bend the knee and release. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Extend the left leg, clasp the hands behind the thigh, and rest the weight of the leg into your hands and arms. Stretching your arms, and your arms are relatively passive. And here we flex. Feel it's pulling the tissues in the back of the leg, and point, pulling the tissues at the front of the leg. And back, flex, and point. Now we flex, and we inhale, And if you feel you can go further, you exhale, bring your head and shoulders up off the floor, start to climb up the back of the leg, and see if you can keep the leg more vertical. So instead of pulling the leg towards you, you want to reach the leg away from you. So the heel's reaching up, you're hanging from your leg, arms passive. And we'll feel the stretch going up the back of the body, along the spine. So we flex and point, and flex and point. So inhale here, and exhale, slowly come down. You can bring the leg with you, and bend the knee, relax the head down, and feet flat. All right, so that's an easy variation. We're going to do the Supta Padangusthasana, which is holding onto the big toe. You can also use a strap if you like. So we'll bend the knee, bring the knee towards you, grab onto the right big toe with your first two fingers, and extend the leg as much as you can. Here we extend the left leg along the floor and point the toes. Same thing, we want to draw the leg into the hip socket and reach through the heel. So it'll feel like you're creating some traction in your leg, creating some space in the knee joint. So the top of the leg is going into the hip socket, the heel is reaching away. So we inhale here, and exhale, roll the head and shoulders up, and your left hand is keeping that left hip down, left leg down, and your right arm is a little passive, so not working too hard. So inhale, feel the traction in the right leg, and then exhale, lie the head down. Extend the left arm out to the side, inhale, and on the exhale, let's open the leg out. And we want to be careful not to let the leg drop to the floor, but keep that left hip down, left shoulder down. So we're opening the leg with control. And then we come back up to center. Change the hand, so we're using the first two fingers on the left hand. The right hand comes out to the side. And we just want to, again, feel the hip socket, the femur head being pulled into the hip socket and reach through the heel. We're only letting the leg cross over a little bit past our midline, just to feel the stretch of the lateral line of the leg, the abductors. And come to center, inhale, and gently release. Exhale, we'll bend the knees, feet flat on the floor, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So your left hand will grab onto that big toe, left big toe, and extend the leg as much as you can. If the knee is bent a little bit, that's fine. And here we extend the right leg, point the toes, and the hand will be on the thigh, pressing down the hip and the leg. So draw the leg into the hip socket, the femur head, and the heel in opposition is reaching away. So you'll feel some traction in that left leg. Inhale here, and exhale, roll the head and shoulders up. The arm is relatively passive, not making too much effort. So we are still lifting from our pelvic floor, lifting the spine, shoulders down, nice long neck. Feel the traction in the leg, creating space in the knee joint. And inhale, exhale, roll down. Extend the right arm out to the side, inhale, and exhale. Let's open the leg out. And we want to do this with control, keeping the right hip down, right shoulder down, not releasing that left leg all the way down to the floor, but see if you can be stable in this position, opening the adductors, the inner thigh muscles. And then come to the center. And we'll change hands. So using the first two fingers, hold on to that big toe. The left hand goes out to the side. And the same thing here, pulling the leg into the hip towards the floor and reaching away through the heel. And we just bring the leg a little bit over, crossing the midline. Not too far. We want to keep that left hip down and feel that we are stretching the lateral line, the abductors of the left leg. And come to center, inhale, and then release. Exhale, and bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. Now let's hug the knees into the chest. Hold under the knees or behind the knees. Inhale. And on the exhale, let the head and shoulders roll up so your nose is close to the knees. And we're going to rock and roll on the back, or roll like a ball. So start to kick your feet and just rock along the spine. Rolling to the shoulders and eventually rolling up onto the sits bones and tailbone. And we'll do this a few times. This is activating our abdominals and our myofascial core. So we're lifting from the pelvic floor, lifting along the spine, up through the throat, even though our spine is in this rounded curl shape. And let's make this the last one. Come up and sit in a comfortable position. And that completes this sequence.